Now, for your safety, we ask that you please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside our boat at all times, and please supervise your children so our story doesn't take any unexpected turns. Now, most people travel to enchanted worlds through the pages of a book, but those who are lucky enough to visit us in person often find their way in quite magical, or even menacing. But not to worry, although it looks like we're passing through the jaws of Monstro, we're actually being transported into a magical place called Storybook Land.
Oh, I see a castle.
Now friends, of course, like all good stories, ours will start with once upon a time, or in this case, a big bad wolf on our left in his cave. Now he's always after the three little pigs, but lucky for them, they live across the way. One house made of straw, one house made of sticks, and one house made of guaranteed wolf-proof bricks. But then our story takes a strange turn. For just around the corner, it's a small English village home to Alice. Now this is where one golden afternoon she chased the white rabbit down the rabbit hole and fell all the way down, down, down into Wonderland, where things only became curiouser and curiouser from there. Now friends, Storybook Land is full of fascinating places. Places like London Park on our right. Now this is where Peter Pan and the darling children first flew into Neverland, where they never ever had to grow up. And straight ahead we have the City of Mystery and Enchantment, otherwise known as Agrabah. Now this is where one day a street rat named Aladdin went into the marketplace and stole Jasmine's heart. Aww. And although they were from different worlds, with the power of love and help from Genie, they now live happily ever after in the Sultan's palace on the hill. I guess you could say Aladdin was always one jump ahead. Now friends, love and light really shine here in Storybook Land, just like the twinkling arches above us. They're shining, shimmering, and splendid, and are the same ones Aladdin and Jasmine soared over, sideways, and under on their magic carpet ride to a whole new world. And now we're approaching the dark and mysterious Cave of Wonders. Can I have everybody go, ooh? Now everybody go, ah. Ah, yes, the mysterious Cave of Wonders, whose treasure bears a curse that only the Genie can lift. Now legend has it, whoever sets the Genie free will be granted 3 magical wishes. Let's all make a wish and see if they come true. Now friends, coming out of the Cave of Wonders, on the right hand side you'll see the cozy cottage in the forest. Now that was home to the 7 dwarfs who gave Snow White shelter in return for her kindness when she fled the evil queen. If you look to the left, you'll see Cinderella's blue roof chateau. This is where she wished to go to the ball, but was left behind. But not to worry, Cinderella was granted her wish eventually, but when she did not return from the ball by midnight, well, her carriage turned back into a pumpkin, and is still there up on the bridge to this day. And while magic does have its limits, thankfully love does not. And now Cinderella and her Prince Charming live happily ever after in the pink castle on the hill. Over here on our left, you'll see our hills of quilted flowers. These are inspired by the 1933 Silly Symphony cartoon, Lullaby Land. And for anyone on board who's wondering, they're all 100% real. And thanks to my friend Tinkerbell and a little bit of her pixie dust, they never ever have to grow up. Now friends, as we come under the bridge here, on the left you'll see the story of Wind in the Willows. This is where Mr. Toad and his friends went on a wild adventure. And I'm sorry friends, it doesn't look like he's home right now, as he's off on a wild ride too. Well, nowhere in particular. And over here we have the story of Frozen. This is the story of 2 sisters, Anna and Elsa, who discovered something even more powerful than Elsa's ice magic, the power of love. And straight ahead we have a small village home to Geppetto. This is where he wished upon a star for his puppet to become a real boy. and thankfully the Blue Fairy granted his wish, but only after Pinocchio saved him from the belly of Monstro. Here on the left you'll see Wandering Oaken's trading post. Ooh, and Sana, I hear he's having a big summer blowout. Everybody go woohoo!
Hello, family.
Now friends, as we come out of the tunnel, on the right hand side you'll see Cinderella's castle. This is where Ariel traded in her finster feet, and where she finally became a part of our world. And although her story ended there, she had her beginnings here on our left in the underwater city of Atlantica, or as I like to call it, the front side of water. Well friends, it's been a pleasure to have you guys today. On behalf of myself and all our storytellers here, we want to thank you for spending some time with us, and we wish you the very best on the rest of your day here at Disneyland. Now as we approach the dock, please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, and fingers inside the boat and away from the dock. When the boat reaches a full and complete stop, please remain seated until my count of 3. On my count of 3, we'll all stand in the center of the boat for balance, so no one has to go under the sea